Warning, the driving situations and stories in this video are for entertainment purposes only. In no way should this be taken as driving advice.
On today's show, we'll review an app called Waze. We'll also talk about something near and dear to all of our hearts, avoiding a speed trap. Stick around, you're on the 405. Here on the 405, traffic is monitored usually not by speed trap. Typically, there's aircraft, actually. And if you look up ahead, there's a what I believe is a police helicopter. You see planes and helicopters actually patrolling up and down the 405, this stretch of it anyway, all the time. And it kind of helps to have a glass ceiling so I can look up and see what they're doing up there. But yeah, that's definitely a police helicopter. And they patrol the traffic here by air. And I think that's probably the safer way to do it. But I think it's a pretty safe bet that they're not going to be pulling people over for doing 5 or 6 miles an hour over the speed limit. Pretty sure they're looking for people doing like 9,500 or more, or driving like complete maniacs or drunk, things like that. However, avoiding a speed trap is something that we all want to do. And it's something that we can do pretty easily. I've talked before about situational awareness. And really avoiding speed trap is just a matter of knowing what's around you and knowing it's up ahead. There are different ways to do that. One of them is just to keep your eyes out. I know that sounds pretty straightforward and obvious, but if you just continually scan, you can almost always see a speed trap up ahead before he sees you. And by the way, I've heard a lot of people say, well, don't slam on your brakes if you see a speed trap, because they'll see you slam on your brakes and then it'll be obvious you're speeding. Well, the problem with that is they still have to actually clock you with their radar gun. And it doesn't matter if they see you slam on your brakes. What matters is the speed that they clock you at. And if you slam on your brakes, I shouldn't say slam on your brakes. You want to brake hard, but don't cause any accidents while you're doing it. But if you brake hard and slow yourself down, then chances are you'll be able to get your speed down before they get a lock on your speed. So definitely do that. Don't just keep going if you see them. So keep your eyes out. Another trick for kind of watching out for speed traps is keep an eye on the traffic ahead of you. People always behave differently when they see a cop around. You can a lot of times see clumps of traffic all piled up because there's a cop driving along and nobody wants to pass him up, which is actually really annoying sometimes. But if there's a speed trap up ahead, when you see a speed trap, your first instinct, whether you're speeding or not, is to hit your brakes, and which is probably a good thing, but that means that the traffic ahead of you is going to hit their brakes as well. So if you're looking and all the traffic is hitting their brakes, it could be an indication that there's a speed trap coming up. Also, if you're coming up on a bend or something like that, and you're looking ahead and traffic's flowing really nicely, and you can see that the cars are not hitting their brakes, they're not slowing down, that's probably an indication that it's clear, that there's no, speed traps up ahead. It definitely helps to know the areas where they typically set up. It's almost always the same spots. So those are the areas where you want to be particularly aware of what's going on around you, and just watch those other cars. If the cars up ahead of you are hitting their brakes, then there's probably a reason for it. So there are some unconventional ways, of course, to avoid a speed trap. And one of those would be with a radar or laser detector. And I'm 99% sure those are actually illegal here in California. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm nearly certain that those are illegal. But they're not illegal in every state, I don't believe. And so, check your state laws. If they're legal, by all means, get one. If you're, speed prone, of course. But there's another way that is legal here in California. That's something that a friend of mine recently brought to my attention, and I've been using on my drive here today. And it's an app called Waze. That's Waze. And it's for Android. I've got it on my Galaxy Note 2 here, but I believe they have it for iOS as well. So this is basically a crowdsourced traffic and navigation app. So it's got navigation, it's got turn-by-turn navigation, but it has another thing. It has a feature where you can actually report if there's a speed trap, or if there's an accident or a road hazard, an object in the road. You can actually report that and report the location, and then so everyone that's using the app, it will automatically alert them when something like that's coming up. So if there's a speed trap, it's a pretty sure thing that somebody, at least in a city this big, is going to have reported it to Waze, and it's going to pop up on the map, and it's going to say, be careful, there's a speed trap up ahead. So it's really cool, actually. I've just been using it just starting today. It did already warn me once that there was an object in the road. Of course, the object had already apparently been cleared. But when you get to that point, you can actually tell it, no, the object's not there, so that it doesn't continue to falsely alert people. Really cool app. I'll show you some video of it here. It also tells you traffic. It's collecting data as you drive. It's collecting your data in order to calculate how the traffic is. It'll, of course, give you your estimated time to your destination, which, of course, Google Maps does as well. And this is a free app, by the way. However, it is ad-supported, and those ads come in the form of little pop-ups. So if I'm driving by Best Buy, for instance, a little ad for Best Buy might pop up, which actually I think is kind of cool. I don't really mind it. And this is the kind of technology that I can remember, 4 or 5 years ago, thinking about, oh man, someday they're going to have customized ads. You'll be walking by a store and they'll send you a coupon right to your, glasses or whatever. Well, here it is. It's a reality. They're doing it now. Yikes. So I don't really mind, that there are ads that pop up. I'm not actually using the thing to show me how to get to work, because I'm pretty familiar with how to get to work. But it is kind of cool when it pops up and says, hey, watch out ahead, there's a road hazard, there's a something in this certain lane, so you might want to get over to the right or whatever. Kind of cool. I'm just gonna unclip this camera here and I'll show you the app. I hope you can see this okay. I don't know if you saw that, a little ad popped up there. So here's the app, and I've got it showing hazards and things that are on my route, and it'll tell me, here it shows there's a minor accident ahead, which would explain why we're stopped. And this is correct, it looks like, because I can actually see it right ahead. So that's pretty cool. You can show hazards on your route or just anything that's near you. This shows here that there's a visible police ahead, 5 minutes ahead, which this was reported 25 minutes ago. So I don't know if this means that's a speed trap or what that is. And it looks like we've got a car that is burning up ahead. Whoa! This car, if this was Call of Duty, that thing would be exploding any second now. So that's the minor accident. Gonna roll my windows down here because I can smell burning tires now. Whew. Here we go. Waze is showing me that there's a police up ahead. That's been reported. So this may or may not still be there. And again, I don't know if it was a speed trap. But the speed limit along here is 55. So now we can kind of just be careful. I'm gonna get out of the fast lane and slow down just in case. And if there really is a speed trap, then that guy's probably gonna get it. And then it gives me the opportunity to say, nope, it's not here, if there's no speed trap, and I see something ahead. And bingo! Somebody got pulled over. That is 1 point Waze, 0 points police. There you go. I guess that's proof positive that Waze works. Pretty awesome. And I can hit thank you and go on my way. Now I can speed up. Thank you, Waze. Well, Waze is telling me that my exit is right ahead. That means I'm out of time. I hope you enjoyed your ride today on the 405. If you did, please hit that like button down below and hit that subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and get future episodes when they first come out. If you have any comments or suggestions for future episodes, please leave those in the comments section, and I will see you next time on the 405. Wait, guys, before you go, I want to tell you about a new feature on the 405. You can now call in and ask your questions to be answered on the show. The number to call in is 405-277-0288. That's 405-277-0288. So call in and leave a message and watch future episodes of 405 to see if your question's answered.